What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 46 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex. And today we have a game against Manchester 62 FC. We are now in mid-February. All in all, we're having a quite good season here. Let's have a look at the season to begin with. We'll start with looking at the results. Last episode, of course, was the game against PSV Eindhoven in the Europa League. Since then, we have won every single game, and actually at the moment in the Premier Division we are yet to lose. We are absolutely flying in that competition. Anyway, the first result here against Britannia, a 2-1 win, Hernandez and Connolly with the goals. We then followed it up with a 6-2 win against Hound Dogs. Now Hound Dogs are actually second, I believe, in the Premier Division. Okay, they're third now, but if you look at the points you can see that they're constantly changing. But they've been a surprisingly good team, and I was a little bit worried against them in the quarter-final of this Senior Cup. However, we came through strongly. We won 6-2, and to be honest, it's more of these results I'd like to see. I'd like to see us scoring 6 and more, or 6 or more often, because really we've not done that. You'll notice going through these results, yes, we're defending well, but we're also not scoring that many goals really. Now we have had a few injuries. Anyway, the next game was against Manchester 62 again. Lee Robson this time grabbing a brace. The right winger currently out with a twisted knee. It's kept him out for a little while, but this guy's been very good for us in right mid this year. Perhaps not on the same standards he's had for the previous 2 seasons, but nevertheless, he's an ever-present player in the side when he's not injured. And as you saw there, he was the difference maker in that game. Anyway, the next game against Gibraltar Phoenix, a newly promoted side. Another 2-0 win. This one even less convincing than the last, really. Both goals coming in the last 10 minutes. Jack Peachman grabbing them both. Looking at him, he's got 11 goals in 13 in the league. Been a very good player for us this year. Connolly's been out again with injuries, I do believe. He's just never fit, and it's super annoying to have. I mean, I say he's never fit. He's fit now, but as you can see here, he had a facial injury and was out for just under 2 weeks. I know also Peachman had an injury as well for a period. If we just have a look here, I can't remember what these injuries were. They were minor ones. He was out with flu. But it's just been a little bit awkward really having all these injuries to strikers, and it's meant that we've not really had a front two partnership that's kind of lasted a long period of time. Anyway, the next game was at home. It was against Hound Dogs, the team we'd previously beaten in the Senior Cup. This time we won 2-1. Again, not very convincing. A 90th minute winner for Ben Connolly, the difference maker. We were on top in this game for a long period of time. We were 1-0 up. And then suddenly it was 1-1 with 4 minutes left. And I was panicking. And I kind of just, threw the kitchen sink at them, chucked men forward, and it worked for us. Connolly got a winner for us there, and that was pretty vital in order to keep this winning run going. The next few results, some really nice big wins with clean sheets. The first one against Gibraltar Lions here. Griffo getting 2 goals, good for him. Really like that left midfielder. Unfortunately, of course, he's not really the player he once was for us, but nevertheless, good to see him getting on the score sheet twice. The next game, John Murray grabbing a brace. As I mentioned, striker injuries meant we were really rotating the team. John came in, made an impact. He's only got 4 goals in 11, but he's still a good player for us, and he got the man of the match here and made a difference, which is the main thing. The next result against College Europa, the team who I believe are in second at the moment. We beat them 3-0, a really convincing performance. They didn't have a shot on target. Really, really good result there. And then to end off these results, we won here in a bit of a mad game really against St. Joseph's. We've come back from behind to beat them already this year. We had to do it again here. We were 1-0 down thanks to a Sam Hughes goal. We then pegged them back, Ben Connolly grabbing a brace really quickly into the second half. And then they scored in the 65th minute, and it was 2-2. And again, kitchen sink was thrown out the window. He started bombarding them with shots. In the end, Peachman grabbing a goal in the 84th minute, which was the difference maker. Ben Connolly, an assist in 2 goals. Really a vital player in that game for us. So anyway, looking at the league table, as I mentioned, and as you guys will notice, we haven't lost yet. We've won 16 out of 16. And the way the league's actually worked out, looking at these scores, we actually have double the points of the team in second, which is absolutely mad. And the reason it's happened really is because so many teams are drawing against one another. I mean, look at them. When the team in third has drawn 8 games and has only won 5, it really gives you an idea of kind of the league situation here. I mean, looking at it, every team from, I want to do this right, every team from 5th downwards has lost more than they've won. It's just been a very, very weird season. I mean, it's a very competitive league. I guess that's why it's like this. But everyone can beat anyone, and as a result the league is just a complete mess really behind us, particularly the mid-pack. You've got Glasses United in 5th, all the way to Lynx in 9th, separated by 2 points, and it's just a bit crazy really. But anyway, today we do take on Manchester 62. I anticipated that Manchester 62 were going to be a lot higher in the league. Worth noting they have played a game less than a lot of the teams above them. If we beat them today, we'll be in a fantastic position just to win the league outright. There'll be 9 games left, and there'll be a 27-point difference. Actually, I think a win and a draw, and we win the league with a ridiculously large amount of games to spare. I guess that's something to aim for here. I mean, being realistic, we should have the league sewn up way, way before then. Anyway, in terms of what's been going on, not too much. I've actually experienced a weird issue here where the fitness of the conditioned circle of players isn't showing next to their name. I swear there used to be a conditioned circle here, but it's just not working, unless it's always been a gap here. I was fiddling around with skins earlier, just trying to get one that I liked, but I decided to come back to the normal skin. I swear there's usually the fitness circle here. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm making up stuff, but that feels really empty. I'm going to have to go back and watch an old video. I'm going to check now. That's how curious I am. I've got one that I can just check super easily. What is normally there? There's definitely something normally there. Sorry if you can hear me clicking. It is normally the fitness circle there. I don't know where it is. Where's it gone? Why is it not there? It's gone. It's been taken. I'm sad now. Oh wait, it's not that. It's the role familiarity. I still have an assistant manager, don't I? I offered all my coaches new contracts. Did I change my assistant manager's contract to be a coach? I think I did. Well, that was a mistake. I'm going to need to find a new assistant manager. Apparently, I offered my assistant manager a new contract, and he decided he wanted to be a coach. Well, that's weird. Right, we're going to need to sort out. What happened to my assistant? Is there a transfer history for staff? I don't think I've ever needed a transfer history for staff. Where he's gone? He's been. I'm gonna search my messages. Where's he gone? Answers on a postcard. I can only assume that I've offered my assistant manager a new contract because I did that at the start of January, and I've offered him the job of a coach, and as a result we don't have an assistant to give us opinions. But then it's weird because we've still got the ability and potential, which is usually done by an assistant, unless this is now the coach is doing it. Either way, we're going to get into this game. I need a new assistant, apparently. The last one ran away. I can't even remember his name, which is really bad, because I should know my assistant's name. Either way, let's move on. Worth noting, St. Joseph's, of course, one of our big rivals in this save. 8th place at the moment. They've just sacked their manager, so that's not looking too great for them. But anyway, let's get into today's game. I have a feeling I've just submitted the team that I asked my assistant that doesn't exist to pick, so we're going to go with it here. It actually looks like one of our stronger teams, so I'm not too concerned. Well, worth noting, actually, Felix leaving us at the end of his contract. He's going to Real Oviedo. I touched upon that at the end of the last episode. I kind of knew he was going to be going. It's a shame to see him go because he's a very good young goalkeeper, but I mean, we can't match his ambitions yet. I mean, I hope that one day we can lure him back, welcome him back with open arms, and forgive him for, I guess, stabbing us in the back and leave him. But anyway, I'm going to just tell the players here that they can give a good performance. Look at them. They're absolutely loving it. We want to keep our winning run going for as long as possible, with or without an assistant. I can't believe I've made that mistake. I guess that's the disadvantage of me kind of playing like a zombie at the moment, this FM, because it's kind of like I want to get through this season quick, so I've kind of just been spamming spacebar, playing the matches, offering contracts when I've been told that they're running out, and I just didn't check my assistant manager's contract when I offered him a new one. Either way, we'll get over that eventually. We've got a chance here. Pussy clearing it. Unfortunately for us, it has gone clear. I don't know why there's banging coming from my neighbours upstairs. It answers on a postcard on that. Murray, Griffo crosses it in. Connolly's there. Connolly scores. Take a bow, my son. 1-0 here after a minute. I do live in a block of flats. I'm going off topic here. I'm sorry. I'm going on one of my rambles. The people who live on the floor above me, I think they have a laminate floor. I think. Because I always hear weird banging. You can hear if they drop something from a table. Like you hear like the sound if you drop something on like a hard floor, like a wood floor. I sometimes hear that, but it's really loud. But you'll also hear like chairs getting scraped around and stuff. It's not on. I mean, they have to listen to me talk like this. I don't think I'm that noisy when I record, he says as he now slowly starts to lower his volume in case he is shouting. But yeah. If you are my neighbours, I'm not going to obviously say my address. If you are my neighbours, if you have a wooden floor and live in a block of flats in West Sussex, like, I'm sorry for my talking, but could you stop dropping stuff on your wooden floor? There, that's my appeal to my neighbours. Anyway, let's move on from that. Gary maybe with a chance here to cross it in. Glennie Gilbert Tries to cross it in, doesn't beat the first man. Gilbert, though, might get a second chance. He won't. We are 1-0 up here. Fantastic start. Worth noting, last year we beat Manchester 62 7-0 in the Cup. I don't think we've beaten them by any more than that. I'd love it if we could beat them by as many of that as that again. It's now 2-0 after 15 minutes. I mean, it's on the cards all of a sudden. I do believe the highest scoring game we've had in this save was actually a 9-2 win against Britannia in our second season in charge. And that was actually a live com. I think it was episode 10 off the top of my head. I don't know why I remember that. But yeah, we beat Britannia 9-2. I don't think we've had a game with that many goals in that I've live com. Definitely not that I've live com, but I don't think I've had one with that many goals just in general in this save. Maybe we can do it today. Maybe we can. Manchester 62, they're struggling a bit of late. They'll be wanting to get up in the table. We can crush all their hopes and dreams here. It's 2-0. We might have a chance. We might have a chance. They've headed it onto their own post, but it is cleared away, unfortunately for us. But will we get a second bite of the cherry? No, we will not. Connolly, edge of the box. Can he work some magic? Crosses it back post. Murray can't keep it in, and it's gone for another corner. We'd have to say we're looking quite good at the moment. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of how we are playing. I mean, I say this as someone who's watched this, well, fairly frequently over the last few hours of playing this save. I mean, we've been dominating in Gibraltar, and this is without obviously going pro. When we go professional, I expect to see us win 5-0 plus pretty much every game. When I did my FM14 save, which I don't feel like I've referenced much recently, but when I started this save, I certainly did reference it because it is the save that kind of made me want to do this save. I did go unbeaten, I think, for 10 years or something after we went professional. So I am expecting to go on a long unbeaten run, really. It just depends on how quickly the other Gibraltarian teams kind of catch up, how quickly they go pro. I guess that'll be the kind of influencing factor. We have a chance. Connolly makes it 3 now. It's half time almost, but 3-0 still very good. But on that save, as well as going unbeaten for 10 years in the league and domestically, I came very, very close to doing what I'd describe as the perfect season. And I don't mean perfect as in you go unbeaten. I mean perfect as in you don't concede a goal. I wish I could load up the save right now to check. But off the top of my head, I think we conceded 1 goal and scored over 100 in a season. I want to do a season in the save, if possible, without conceding a goal. I mean, that's going to be very hard. That's going to be a task. And I don't necessarily expect it to be possible, but it's something that I'd like to aim for, I think, in this save. Particularly, you know, with this advantage we have. We're going to be going professional. The rest of the teams in Gibraltar, they're only going to be signing players, you know, from Gibraltar. They're not going to have the kind of, how would I describe it? The kind of funds and the flexibility that we have. And as a result, you know, we're going to be signing players to try and challenge in Europe. They're going to be signing Gibraltarian players who they can attract. I talked about it a long time ago in the save, but just to refresh you guys as we do score immediately from the kickoff replay. With this save, I knew that we'd start dominating in Gibraltar eventually, and we're kind of getting to that stage now. Going professional pretty much cements, you know, the next few titles. But with FM, when Gibraltar get into, I think it's about the 16th in the league rankings. Bear in mind at the moment the Premier Division is in like 180th. So we're at least like 8 or 9 years, if I had to guess, off doing this. But if the league gets a high enough rep, which is largely going to be due to us doing well in Europe, the league will eventually get a TV deal. We don't have a TV deal at the moment in this league because no one wants to watch Gibraltarian football. But when you do get a TV deal, the money that you get is absolutely massive. I believe it's in the region of 80 million, if I wanted to guess. Now, this is last year and in FM14. I don't actually know what it's like in FM16. To my knowledge, no one's got that far in a Gibraltar save yet. But with all that TV money, obviously all the other teams in Gibraltar will go pro. So as much as we might spank them for the next kind of 8 or 9 years, as I mentioned, it might be less, it might be more. I'm just kind of spewing out a number here. But as much as we'll dominate them, as soon as that money comes in, you are suddenly going to see them start to invest that money. And it will start quite small to begin with. It will start with the Premier Division teams maybe signing a few players from League 2 and League 1. And, you know, offering them quite a large wages. But what will eventually happen, and hopefully what will happen, is they'll actually start to succeed in Europe. Now, unfortunately for us, FM's AI managers, they're never the best at signing players. So I don't know how long it's going to take for them to actually start signing players that are going to be good enough to help them in Europe. But given the league's rep boost and the league's rep that it should have at that point, they should be able to attract some fairly decent players. And It's really then that the saves will start to get interesting, because we'll see them, as I mentioned, start to sign players, hopefully from Leagues 1, 2. You'll get a few English managers coming over to manage in Gibraltar with the new money from the TV deal. But what should also start happening is the regens will start getting better that we get that are eligible for Gibraltar. But as well as that, players who come to Gibraltar after 8 years in the nation, they'll be eligible for the national team. So if an 18-year-old comes to Gibraltar, plays at a Gibraltarian club who's a millionaire for 8 years, at age 26, 28, however old they happen to be, they're suddenly eligible to play for the national team, and the national team should start to get really, really strong. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. We've just had a fantastic performance there. That is 19 games won in the row in the league. That is just unprecedented. Lopez wants a new contract for Connolly. Connolly's now sacking his agent, so that's not happening anymore. But all in all, great performance there. That is probably going to be the title wrapped up. I mean, looking at the maths, we are by far and away going to win the league now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to come back at the end of the season for the double final episode, assuming we get to the final of both competitions. I'd expect us to at least get to the final of the Senior League Cup. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. That will be the next episode, kind of the end of season live com. I just really, really want to get to next season. I'm sure you guys want to see me get to next season too, so I don't want to do too many pointless episodes, but hopefully I will see you for the next one. Hopefully you have enjoyed this episode 42 of The Rise to Glory. If you have, guys, smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.